Okay, are you ready to do this?
I'm good to go.
Good. Well, welcome to an extra edition of the Wrestling Guild with me, Chris Mary Holtman, and my podcasting host and partner, Nick Anderson.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop! How you doing, Nick?
I'm pretty good, just chilling. It's Friday. I'm always happy on Fridays.
Always happy on Fridays.
Yeah,
How you had a big math test this week, right?
No, it's actually next week,
It's
so
next week.
I'm still crying because I'm not studying. But yeah, well, there's always other ways to redo it and whatnot.
Yes,
So,
of course.
yep.
Of course. Okay, well, today we're going to talk about One Night Only Collision in Oklahoma. It's nice with the GW and the network, or the app, because now we can see all those One Night Onlys. We don't have to wait for it to come out some other way, or wait for somebody to watch it and then illegally upload it so that we can stream it. Now we can stream it legally.
Yeah. Did you see that the new camera angle? Like, this is obviously not like impact, but
No.
they had like these new, like from above, the shot from above at some point.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing, so this was obviously shot like a while back, or a different event. I looked it up a little bit, and most of it was shot at this event in Oklahoma, which was where they had the really weird camera angle. And some of it was shot at a BCW event in Canada called Excellence, which I guess is their big show, BCW's big show. So that's why, it wasn't the Impact camera crew that was filming it. It was whatever local camera crew. I don't know. Yes, the camera angles were a little different. I especially disliked it in the first match because you didn't actually get to see all the action. Because it was like an X Division match, but people, I don't know. It's just, and whoever was taking care of the camera was shooting people on the outside when things were going on the inside that were probably more important.
Yeah, sometimes they were like shooting, like filming like a family, and they're like happy kid that got on TV and shit. I don't know.
I don't know. So it was odd, but it was a stacked card. A lot of things happening. 2 hours and 40 minutes of just wrestling. So I figured we'd go through the matches, match by match, just talking about them and giving them a star rating out of 5.
Yeah.
So good to go. We started with the first match, which was Trevor Lee versus DJC versus El Fuego versus Malico.
Special.
It was special. Trevor Lee started by cutting a really interesting promo where he was. I think this is the most I think I've heard Trevor Lee talk in one like straight segment, without talking to somebody else, just like him talking. Where he said that he was looking for like ladies.
Yeah.
But he didn't find any in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but who wants Trevor? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who he thinks.
Crazy guy.
But this, it was fun to see DJC back in, and it's always fun to see other kind of X Division stars. It was kind of interesting to see what this El Fuego could do. This Malico character was also very, very interesting. All painted up.
Something different.
Very different. All painted up, big dreadlocks and stuff like that. I guess what Josh Matthews said, that Malico is all wrestlers wrapped up into one wrestler.
Well, kind of true though, Mark. Kind of true.
Kind of true. I really thought this match went by quick, and I really disliked the camera angles. because they were really wonky. In this match, we didn't get an overhead shot. We just got like close-ups in the ring all the time, and sometimes we didn't even like see all of the wrestlers. We just saw certain parts, body parts of them.
Yeah, body parts.
I mean, it was like sometimes like half their face was missing.
Yeah, and sometimes they just filmed like two of them,
yeah,
not the other two.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't care for this match. I'm sure it was better if you saw it live.
Yeah.
But on camera, it didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah, I think it was a bit slow as well for being the first match. But last week we looked at Impact. You had that X Division match. Like, I want some fast pace in the beginning, so you get into actually like wrestling from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because when you get bored at the beginning and it wasn't like, it was okay, well, how are you going to stick around for the other 2 hours and 30 minutes?
Yeah. Surprisingly, Malico wins. Neither Impact star won. I would have thought that DJZ was going to win, but he did not win. Because this is DJZ's like first time wrestling on like an Impact show since like the rebranding or the restructuring. I mean, both DGZ and Andrew Everett are listed as wrestlers for Impact Wrestling, but we very rarely see them.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even sure who DJC was before this one night only. Because it was, I mean, they should start. They have to like use everyone. They got to start with that,
Yeah, because and I was thinking about that too. Even in the main event, we saw Alberto El Patron and we saw Bobby Lashley against each other, and we've seen that so many times. Now, of course, the Bobby Lashley and Alberto El Patron match was probably one of the best matches on the card. But we've seen so many versions of the same thing. Obviously, that's the problem when they tape so many things for such a long time, because you only have a limited amount of wrestlers that are at the same place.
Yep.
At any given time. If they were to like tape, maybe if they only taped like 2 shows at a time, if they did that, then they could bring in more wrestlers, come in for these dates instead of having this like band of wrestlers that are there. If say you have 20 wrestlers in one place, you can only use, and you're taping for a weekend, you can only use those 20 wrestlers.
And that's not that much if you're going to tape for a week,
No.
You're going to have to read, yeah.
So anyway, I gave this match 2.5 stars at most.
Well, I was about to say 3, but at the same point, you kind of, it has to be 2.5. It is true. Yeah, I agree with you. Yep. It's going to be 2.
2.5. Then we get to go to BCW, the Excellence event. So this was different because I was thinking to myself, if this is the way they're going to be filming the entire show, I'm going to get tired of this real quick.
Okay.
But they didn't, because we got into BCW, so it wasn't taped the same way. I like that hard cam, which is the camera that is still, that films like the entire ring.
But the one, like the camera that's like literally next to the ring? Or
no, the one, there's usually, you see it on Impact, there's a camera that is like, faces part of the crowd, where you kind of have the entrance on the left-hand side, and you have you see the entire ring.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's usually that's like standard. That's usually what you have, a hard cam because then you get to see everything, and then you can have close-ups. You have other people doing close-ups and stuff like that. And BCW had that here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because like you say, the first match was taped pretty bad, but the other ones wasn't that bad.
No, they weren't that bad.
Match by match.
So next match was Phil Atlas and Brent B, who we've seen before in Smash Wrestling. And we've also seen Phil Atlas at Impact. He's been a job guy.
Oh, yeah, we have seen him in Smash. It's true, right?
And then so it was Phil Atlas, Brent B versus OVE. How did you like this match?
I think it was a good ass match. You know, OVE actually met like a challenge. They actually got like someone that is kind of good, kind of decent. And I think we had some great work from both Brent and Phil.
I've got to just come out and say that I thought that Brent B was the star of this match. I mean, that guy could go. And I'm not, I mean, just like Josh Matthews said on commentary, I mean, if you were scouting for the X Division, Brent B should be in the X Division.
Yeah, because he had some real high-flying moves. You know, there was some...
But not only that, but he had like the charisma too. I mean, because he was doing like these subtle little things that he was doing that made him just look like a star, I thought. Not only the moves, just the way he acted, the way he moved, and he went around the ring. You know, everything just made him look like $1 million.
Like $1 million, yep. No, but yeah, I agree with you. It was good, and that made the match really good.
Yes.
So I'm kind of satisfied with this match.
Yeah, I was satisfied. I gave it 3 stars though. Maybe because I don't know why, but I've written 3 stars. I'm thinking that it was still stuff that needed to be improved. Phil Atlas wasn't that good. I mean, it was a good match. It was It was like you said, satisfying. But it didn't get me going.
Not all the way.
No.
I'll give it 3.5.
Okay.
Because I don't know. OVE they've not really faced like good people besides LAX.
That's
but
true.
This was actually like a challenge for it.
Yes. True. Next we actually had Gail Kim cutting a promo. This is going to be her final match for Impact. This was probably part of her like retirement tour. A lot of wrestlers will do a retirement tour when they're going to retire. So it was Gail Kim versus Rebel. How did you like this match? Rebel, we haven't seen Rebel in a while.
Yeah, we haven't seen Rebel in a while, and I think Rebel has been improving herself a lot since we last seen her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's facing Gail Kim, you know, the one and only,
yeah.
and Rebel actually, you know, faces, you know, she actually goes good with her. I mean, they actually wrestle, and no one is getting their ass kicked. I mean,
no, it wasn't good. They were talking about that Rebel has been spending some time in Japan, which is always good. I was surprised at this, and plus she's from Oklahoma, so she had the home crowd advantage, so to speak. This was good back and forth. Rebel wasn't playing that kind of like, you know, when she would be like putting her cowboy hat on Earl, and she was like making out with the ref, you know, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
None of that. This was just really good. I gave this, but it could also be Gail Kim is awesome. Gail Kim probably helped a lot, carried this match quite a bit. I gave this 4 stars.
Yeah, same here. 4. It was good. I'm happy. The wrestlers were on the same level. They could wrestle together, and it was a great teamwork between each other.
Yeah, very good, very good. And no old man Frenching. Women.
Yep. Yeah, we're stuck.
And the Gail Kim wins. She does a reversal. She didn't even do her finisher. Gail Kim wins. They both cut a promo saying how much they love the other person. So.
Yeah, and that was cool too. That was cool.
And then we actually had our first match with kind of our first match with like completely unknown people that aren't part of Impact at all. The Arrow Club, consisting of Kid, Cash, and Coyote, I think his name was. Like the
coyote, isn't that an animal?
yeah, but he had that on his trunks. I think he had a coyote on his trunks.
Oh shit, yeah.
And I think he was supposed to be. I think he was Native American. That's why.
Ah, okay.
And that's probably why they were called the Arrow Club. Kid Cash used to be in Impact, former Impact star, former X Division champion.
Oh.
Yes. So he's got it going on.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the Von Erichs.
Wow.
And the Von Erichs are obviously part of the Von Erich family, third generation wrestlers. Been in Impact also a couple of times.
Third generation.
Yes, their grandfather Von Erich was a big time heel, German heel back in the day, and then their dad and his I think two brothers were the Von Erichs. A long history of tragic history actually. A lot of them kind of died from drug overdoses and stuff like that. So they had a lot of issues. But they were back in the day in the southern part of the States, the Von Erichs were the shit. They ruled the territory. So these are and when they were in Impact, they weren't that good because they were I think they were only a year or 2 years wrestling then.
Oh well, then yeah, I understand because 1 year is nothing, comparing to everyone else.
Yeah. So how did you like this match?
Well, I think it was a good match. The Von Erichs did great. And they actually went for a hard-hitting match instead of ordinary stuff. This is something that you don't see in every match nowadays, and I was really happy to actually see the hard-hitting for once.
Yes, it was a lot more strong style, the kind of stuff that we're used to seeing in on the indies and Smash Wrestling and stuff like that, and also kind of in Japan. I thought that this was a decent match, although I didn't think that I don't know. It didn't for me. It just didn't go over great. I don't know. I mean, it was hard hitting and stuff like that, but I kind of got bored with it after a while. I don't know if it went too long or whatever. I don't know. How many stars?
I would say 3.
I gave it 2 stars, just because, and I'm not really sure why, but I mean, it's I don't really remember that much from the match. It's it didn't really. I don't know.
Well, if you don't remember, it might be because you were bored in that.
Yeah.
So that means a lot.
Yeah. The Von Erichs win with a kind of a claw slam of some kind. So yeah, that was it. Next match we have on the card was Ali versus Casey Spinelli.
Yep.
The crowd was really into this match.
Yeah. And I mean, once again, we have a good match from Ali. I mean, I don't know, but Ali is impressing me every single time.
Is she your new favorite wrestler?
I mean, almost, because I mean, I've seen the difference from being this shy-ass girl that just runs around, cherry bomb, to actually being a good ass wrestler. I mean, she's actually going a bit hard hitting. I mean, it's beautiful.
It's all you could ever ask for.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool because I mean, I think she has potential as well. So this is great. I mean, yeah.
And Casey Spinelli did well as well. I gave this a 3-star rating. Ali wins with the Ali Valley Driver. What did you say?
I would say 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying it was bad. It was a good match, but to get 4 or 5, it has to be something special.
Yeah. Sienna comes out after the win.
Yeah.
Cuts a promo saying that Ali is beneath her. And the audience came to see Sienna, apparently. And then Casey Spinelli attacks Ali. Yes, and they both Spinelli and Sienna attack Ali. And then your favorite, your girl.
my homie, no, but we have Mr. Rose and Mary. No, is it Rosemary?
Rosemary?
Yeah. Yep, she comes out and she's obviously, she cuts a promo. She at least talks a bit. And she's on Ali's side as always. They're I don't know, they have some friendship going on there.
They're BFFs.
They what?
Besties. They're besties.
Besties, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on between Rosemary and Ali, but they stick together. Sienna and Spinelli, they stick together, and that pretty much leads to, a random match.
Yes.
It wasn't even planned.
A tag team match between Ali, Rosemary, and Katie Spinelli and Sienna. Ali gets the pin in the end on Sienna. That was a good match too. I gave that 3 stars as well. I would say that the girls actually did the best of this night.
That could be the case, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3, sure.
Then we had a little vignette where people were talking about their New Year's resolutions. That was not so interesting. I mean, the thing is that when the show is 2 hours and 40 minutes, maybe you don't need.
That is true, though. Yeah. I mean, you kind of just want to see the matches and not maybe that much talking.
No, not if you're going to invest 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
Then we have a team called the Young Guns. They cut a promo, talking a bunch of smack. Not that great. And then LAX cuts a promo. And this was really interesting because I don't think I've ever heard LAX actually cut a promo. It's always Conan that cuts a promo, or we see LAX talking to each other in the clubhouse. But we never actually see them cut a promo.
Like right there, yeah.
To the camera. Which was, I mean, I was impressed. I thought Ortiz was a really good promo. And Santana as well.
Yeah. I mean, I thought, first impression on these new dudes that are facing up with LAX, I was like, they ain't going to make up for it. Because, I mean, they look a bit, small and not so muscular.
They look kind of green.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to go against LAX, like, they're harsh, okay? They will beat your ass. Like, they will destroy you, tear you apart. So, I don't know.
They call themselves the ambassadors of violence.
Yeah. I don't know why they went for LAX, but yeah, I was like, from the beginning, I saw that this is gonna go downhill. I don't know.
One of them was a champion of some kind. The guy with the beard was a champion.
Yeah, but what kind of champion?
I don't know. Anyway, we get into Young Guns versus LAX. How did you like this match?
I mean, we finally have a new team that is like challenging LAX, but I mean, they tried. Okay, cool. Your effort, I see it. Nice, but they aren't as good as LAX, and LAX just kind of took them down, ripped them apart.
I do think that though that the guy who was the champion, he was decent actually. He was decent in the ring. He was the one that did that He avoided LAX when they tried to double team him and stuff like that. So I think they did. It was a decent or a good match. I gave it 4 stars, so it must have made some kind of impression on me.
Well, I mean, I'll give it 3. I'm happy, but yeah, I don't know.
You could have gotten some more, I guess. Huh? Is that what you think?
Maybe a better team against LAX. Because LAX is not your normal, ordinary team. They're like, they just can rip you apart, tear you apart, take you down, kill you, and leave you there, like, and just walk away.
Yeah.
You got to have like a good ass team to like get him.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's very true. LAX also cuts a promo afterwards, which is also very good. That's when they call themselves the ambassadors of violence. Next,
they're like, yeah, we did this. Did you see that? Just exactly what we said. Do. Yeah, it was good.
That's what you should do after your math test. Yeah, I just did that. I just solved that problem. Yeah.
Oh, did you see that? Give me my A, bro.
You should stand up every time you solve a problem on the test.
Yeah. But the problem is I don't even solve like C or A like questions. I just like solve E, like the standard ones. It's like,
maybe that's what E all the way.
Yeah, give me a high five. Woo, woo.
You can call me Nick E.
Oh shit, yeah.
That's what you should do. Anyway, Another tag team match comes up. A lot of tag team matches in
Yeah,
this
but then we have this,
show.
what was it?
Well, it was first of all it was John E. Bravo.
Oh yeah, that guy. The tank.
The old guy, who also is the ref in Impact.
Mm.
They even said so. That he's a referee in Impact. Otherwise, you know the bald referee of the new referees that they have. You know they have like 3
Oh yeah,
referees.
there's one guy that's kind of like kind of big and shit. Yeah.
Oh, the one who got kicked in the face by Johnny Impact, Eli Drake, and Alberto El Patron last week on Impact.
Oh yeah, is that the same guy?
That's John E. Bravo, not the big guy, not John Boland, not War Child.
Oh, he was with that guy. Okay, yeah. I got it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it was John Boland and John E. Bravo versus Hakeem Zayn and Mark Wheeler. How did you like this match?
Cool match. I never thought Hakeem's team would do so good as they did, but at the same time, they had a little referee on the other team, so it wasn't really a like tough defense and shit. But I mean, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah,
like it didn't really do it for me. It was
I gave it 3 stars. It was decent. I think they said that Mark Wheeler might have wrestled for like 2 years or something like that. So I mean, he was kind of green.
But I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know. Personally, I think like 3 stars might be a little bit generous and shit. I'll give it like 2, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me, man. I don't know.
Now, Hakeem Zayn and Mark Wheeler won.
Yep.
That was about it. And then we get into the double main events, which is, first of all, Eli Drake versus Montego Sika for the Global Championship Wrestling, or the Global Championship, Eli Drake cuts a really good promo in the beginning.
Yeah, hey, why does it always have to call the audience dummies? Is that like an ordinary thing now?
Well, that's how, when he first came to Impact, when he first came to Impact, he was a good guy. He was part of a group called The Rising, which was there were 3 wrestlers, Drew Galloway, Eli Drake, and some other guy. I can't remember what his name was. He wrestles in New Japan now, but something on I'll get it eventually. Anyway, so he was a good guy first, but then when he turned bad, he adopted this dummy gimmick, where he called himself the namer of dummies, and he had like a button that he pressed, and when he pressed the button, it would go dummy, yeah. And so he'd always say that to people. They call him dummies. So he'd do this thing. He says, like, when you say dummy, I say yeah, dummy, and then the audience would say yeah, and then he said, quiet dummies, I'm talking to me.
Cool. Yeah, because I mean, nevertheless, it was he always cuts the good promos and that. So
well, the one he talked about, the one he did in the beginning when he was talking about when he had his face on the door and everything like that, and he was talking about the gravy train and that it was pulling into the station. And you got a ticket, or do you have enough tingle in your loins to get your ticket punched? That stuff was just awesome. I mean, he is definitely probably the best talker in the business.
Yep. I don't know. And he just does it really well. I don't know how he does it, but he just does it.
Yeah. Montego Sika, maybe not as good of a promo in the beginning. But they had a decent match. I thought that this actually both the final. I mean, I'm going to go out and say this now. Both matches in the end, both the main events, the Drake versus Sika and Patron versus Lashley, both 4-star matches.
For me. I mean, you gotta think that the Sika guy is facing Eli Drake,
Yeah.
and Eli Drake is no joke.
No
so
joke.
He faced up pretty good there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think for the pay-per-view or the one night only, this show was fairly mediocre throughout this. I mean, it was okay, but I mean, it was nothing to write home about. It was not super exciting. And and everything there. But I think that these two matches more than made up for it.
Well, that's awesome. But I don't know. I mean, I'm happy with the Eli Drake and Sika, but it wasn't like a 5. It was more like a 4.
Yeah.
So
Eli Drake wins with a gravy train. Montego Sika shows what he can do, and he does it well. I gave it 4 stars. You gave it 4 stars?
Yeah.
And then we had the final match, which was Eli Drake, or no, not Eli Drake, Alberto El Patron versus Bobby Lashley. Awesome match. That's all I can say.
I don't know, these two guys, like, I like Alberto with Bobby or Alberto with EC3 works as well. They just do it so well. They have such a good teamwork with each other. They perform and execute the moves really, really good. And it is, of course, you have Alberto. You got to give like 5 and up. So yeah.
I must say that this made me feel like what a shame it is that Lashley is gone.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that he goes because I mean he's such a good wrestler and he's so big and he's like a tank on legs and. But yeah, it was a long and good match, and this is really what I wanted. What a match. I don't know.
Patron wins with a double stomp after they both try to hit each other with the bell.
Out of everything you can take, like a chair.
Well, you could see that he was looking for something to take. I
take the bell. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think he was supposed. There was supposed. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that there was something that they were supposed to do, that they were supposed to have there.
But they didn't.
But somebody forgot to put it there. I'm thinking because he was looking for something.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah. Oh yeah, because he was looking under the stage. I mean, under the stage, really, like checking under it.
Yeah.
So, if there's anything under there, but there wasn't. And okay, yeah, that has to be true. He might have just taken the bell just because there was nothing else to take. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you give this?
Well, I gave both. I gave this one a 4 star as well. 4.5. I'll give it 4.5.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
You warmed my heart. That felt good. I'll give it 10.5.
10.5. It's just because it's your
out of 5. Yeah.
It's just because it's your favorite.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Two
If I
favorite
could
wrestlers.
ever seen a match with Alberto and it would be boring, no.
No, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Well, that was that. What would you give this pay-per-view, this special? If you gave it like the way your math test is going to be graded. If you gave it a letter, what would you give it?
What, like my math test?
No, well, not your math test because we know what you're going to get, but.
Yeah, fine. No, I would give it like in letters. I would most probably give it B to a B plus.
Okay, I would give it a C. I mean, I think I still was a little disturbed at the wonky kind of camera angles and stuff like that. And so yeah, no, I'll give it a C. You give it a B.
Yeah,
that's good.
Cool.
Well, that was that for this special edition. We will see you again, or talk to you again on Tuesday when we're going to talk about Impact episode Genesis, which was yesterday. Then they also announced on Genesis that they're going to show Brace for Impact which is I think coming up in February, which is a joint venture between WrestlePro and Impact. So we're going to see a lot of interesting stars facing each other, new faces and stuff like that.
Interesting.
It'll be live on Twitch, and then probably you can see it uploaded on Twitch afterwards. So we'll talk. Have a. I think there's going to be more Impact to talk about from now on.
Why is that? What do you mean? Like because of all the?
And I think they're going to be airing more specials like this on Twitch and stuff like that. So, follow us on all social medias. You know the drill. And for Nick E. Anderson, my name is Chris Mary Holtzman, and we will talk to you on Tuesday.
Peace.
Okay, Nick.
Okay.